Hola, Mr. Duncan. Can we just let them be? People cope in their own way. Oh, I got DC'd. Yeah, you picked the wrong group of old people to mess with. I don't know you. You're not coming in my house. I don't trust you. Hello, friends and gamers. I started the video right here because I was just here. Anyways, it's reverse 1989 time, baby. We have about 2 or 3 days, barely, to finish ANJO Nala and Lopera's character stories. So we're gonna start with ANJO Nala because I love her. Speaking of starting with ANJO Nala, we will also be, don't look at my capped stamina. Oh, I'm covering my capped stamina. You can't see it. It doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. We're gonna start with summons. I will move the box once we get to actual like combat and stuff. I just don't really know where to put it yet because I haven't done like any recording for reverse in a while. However, there's 3 days left on ANJO Nala's banner as well. And I did get Vila, but I'm guaranteed. So we're at that point where if I really want ANJO Nala, I either have to go in crazy, which I don't think I have time for, because I'm a genius and agreed to other work-related responsibilities, the more so than I already have agreed to. So that's great. We're just doing a temple. We're starting with a temple because I have 8 unilogs here. We're starting with a temple. I really hope she comes home on this temple. All right, it is gold, but is it the right gold? And no, it's not. All right, who's this? It's probably gonna be Duncan again. Yeah, it's Beast. It's definitely, yeah, it's Mr. Duncan. Hola, Mr. Duncan. I can't speak Spanish. It's not even Spanish. Technically, we're in Brazil, so it would be Portuguese. I can't speak Portuguese either, so I apologize. All right, we can do a couple more singles now. I don't know where we're at pity-wise, but I know we're like fresh off because I did lose to Vila, which I'm not mad if that's all we get, but I am going out with a bang on this. I will get as far as I can, but by the time, if I don't have ANJO Nala, by the time we have finished the 2 character stories, I might spend a couple bucks because I'm guaranteed now. I lost at 50-50, so I'm technically guaranteed now. Oh my God, I have 170. I need 180, bro. All right, so I lose my focus quickly to Vila. Okay, we have to do character stories. Forget my like dailies for now. We're just gonna do character stories. We also have to, I think we have like a couple hours left. Yeah, we have a couple hours left in Veterans Garage. But here's the kicker. I got everything in Veterans Garage. I got it. I've had everything for a while. I've just been getting Sharpedantes and dust for a minute. So we have Overcast October, which is ANJO Nala's story and runs a little bit extra. Like this is a longer one. And Into the Rainforest, which is Lopera's character story. So we've already done the surveys for both of them. We did those in patch videos, so we don't have to worry about that. But we do have to finish ANJO Nala's character story. We have technically started Lopera's, by the way, because there was a prologue. But if you look at this here, there is 10 stages where I believe it usually only goes to 8. However, Argus's character story in the previous patch also ran pretty long, even though it had the normal amount. Like it was a pretty long one. I haven't even gotten to editing that yet, but I remember I remember it was good. So I think we're just gonna immediately get into it. We're starting with stage 1, PAPAYA and Predators. I will probably end up having to move the box a little bit higher up on the screen, but we're just gonna get into it for now. Even like if we do have combat, it's not super pressing, so we might be okay. I just don't want to Mike Wazowski anyone. We're starting at a cemetery. Okay. The cemetery near Heartfelt Home, which is I'm pretty sure where ANJO Nala works because she works at like a retirement community or something. I'm also, because we're time crunched, I will not be doing voices. 1, because we're time crunched, and 2, I don't speak, I said this, I don't speak Portuguese, so I can't do like a believable or like a valid accent, like a valid Portuguese accent, obviously. Nor am I Brazilian or anything. So like, I'm not gonna try to do the accent like I did. Like we've been over this. For the Texas arc, I could do the Southern accent. I live in Texas. I can do a Southern accent if I want to, but that one is okay. The other one, not so much. Anyways, back to ANJO Nala in the cemetery. The air is damp with rain, leaving a slick dew on the leaves of a papaya tree, which shades the unkempt cemetery. Oh God. At the first toll of the funeral bell, everyone turns to the distant tower commemorating the Dragon Slayer. Oh, except for Colonel Bastos, I think? I have no idea. We'll figure it out later. I'm assuming someone will say it. Who stands at the end of the line? Who's being buried? He says, papayas. I had thought this tree might never bear fruit. None of those present could be said to be any younger than the one they laid to rest. So a child. One elder says, what a dreadful season. And another one says, you're not kidding. It's been so damp and stifling. I feel like it's boiling my brain. Yep, I've been there. I've never been to Brazil, but Texas gets similarly hot. I am gonna be so honest. I don't know how to say this name and I don't want to butcher it. I want to say it's Quateria, maybe? Listen, we've been over this. I don't know Portuguese, okay? But she says, hang in there. Remember, Nala made her special sweet and savory snacks today. Okay, so they're putting, I'm assuming one of like their friends or whatever, maybe somebody who was a bit younger, to rest, and ANJO Nala is there. But they call her Nala. That's so cute. Anyways, they'll be waiting for us back at the home. The first elder says sweet and savory, so she'll be serving burnt bananas or sweet potatoes, or will it be my favorite, her jawbreaker cassava fritters? You really know everything. So a third elder says, thank your lucky stars for her. She was sent from above like an angel. That's interesting considering her lore. So what if she bumped her head along the way down? Did she forget? Does she have like lost memories or something? The second elder says, did you hear her singing in the kitchen at 4:30 this morning? You gotta get up early, especially if you're making something like a pastry. You gotta get up early for that. The first elder says, it wasn't too loud at least. She tried to be quiet. She was already up making breakfast at that hour. Yeah, some people get up at like 5. I have to get up at 7 to start taking all my meds, and I am like young compared to like I'm nowhere near a retirement home, so like I could only imagine, because as you get older obviously you have to take more medications and things like that usually, so I could only imagine, even just vitamins. Anyways, making breakfast, I can only imagine the state of the kitchen. I mean, yeah, if you ever made a big breakfast, it takes a lot. The first elder says you shouldn't pile so much on her. She's bound to slip up sometimes with all that she does. The second elder says, you say that, but she's always the first to jump in when she sees something to do. And if I even try to stop her, she gets mad. I think it's because she has trauma and this is like something that she enjoys. Just like my little Ela. She was so full of energy back then. Is that who we buried? Dear God. Too bad old Cinder will never get to enjoy Nala's hot bean porridge again. Damn. The elders turn their gaze to the nearby grave. One lets out a small, soft sigh. The wooden coffin, suspended by hemp ropes, is lowered into the ground, and the first shovel of dirt is dumped on its lid. Wild grass roots intertwine around the headstone, where the once unruly, I don't know how to say this word, and I'm pretty, that might be English. Bougainvillea? Vela? I have no idea how to say that. That's probably English, but it's been replaced by funeral lilies. Colonel Bastos turns his singular eye to Nala, who is pushing a wheelchair. Oh, she was here? He joins her at the end as they lay down the last flowers. They voice the hairline. So we have ANJO Nala. And she says, don't worry, Colonel, your hair is holding up just fine. But Nala looks up at the sky. Who's he? Is it who we put in the ground? She thinks for a moment, then quietly waves upward. She says, here we are, old Cinder. Lilies cover the freshly dug soil. The soul within waits their song. Oh, is she gonna sing? Old Quateria? What's up for accordion? As the Colonel often says, a good accordion is never in bad taste. Just as they have some many times before, they sing one more song for their departed friend. And the caregivers they're singing it, but I'm not singing it. They sing, joyful, beautiful, my homeland. Under a lone canoe in the night sky, I long for that eternal river. Are there swaying palms there? Are there robins singing? Sleep now, O traveler, in your homesick dreams, you'll bring joy to your family. Listen, I'm kind of going through this quickly, because we have to get through the beginning to get to the juicy part of the story, and we don't have time to be lingering. So, he's resting in peace. Thank you, ANJO Nala. And the crowd says, may he rest in peace. So it wasn't the daughter we put in the ground, thank God. It was old Cinder. After all these years, old Cinder is the first of us to go, is what the Colonel says. Who still remembers him leading from the front across all 4,000 miles? By the end of it, his boots were so caked up, they were as heavy as lead. Oh, poor guy. Give him an extra treat today. The second elder says, maybe we can hold a spirit calling ceremony for him in a few weeks. Be careful with that one. The first elder says, not another one of your ceremonies. Last time you messed it up and that spirit kept bothering us for hours. That's why I'm like, be careful with that one. One thing goes wrong and all of a sudden you got a ghost in your house for like a month, but it scared off the pigeons and drank all my mate. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's alcohol. The funeral does not so much end as fade into the background as the elderly veterans return to their bantering. Okay, so they're all veterans. They share the same sense of perseverance, even now, saw them through so many battles together. This is gonna get really dark, isn't it? At that moment, in the dense weeds, a pair of thick treaded boots thud over the muddy soil, and a revolver is cocked. Okay, this is getting weird. What do you mean? They're like having let them have a moment. Oh, the soldier, the first of the soldiers, says, what now, Captain? We going over? The shadows in the jungle tremble slightly, the soft whinny of a horse breaking their silence. Are they trying to get one of the elder veterans or ANJO Nala? Because this doesn't make sense. Should I have done Loperas first? Like, does that make more sense? The captain looks back at his team and lowers his head. Or because these character stories are technically a continuation of the new chapter of the main story that I haven't done. So maybe it's related to that. That's the best I can do with that. But I'm assuming we'll find out maybe where it's connected somehow. But if there's any part of this that I don't get, I'm just gonna chop it up to a part of the main story I haven't done yet. But there's no other choice, apparently. What are we doing? I don't like where this is going. They're just some old people at a funeral for their friend. Can we just let them be? Is that like, that feels like a war crime. Like they're literally putting someone in the ground. The elders prepare to leave, completely unaware that Nala has hidden herself. Okay, were they trying to find ANJO Nala? Because I know she's not human. We know this. But except for one. I knew it would be her. She says, you know, my dear, it's not polite to stuff yourself like that at a funeral. Wait, with food? What are we talking about? Eat whatever you want at a funeral. People cope in their own way. And sometimes that's with food. But she wipes her mouth. Okay, I am Mike Wazowskiing, the old lady, but it's okay. She says, so that's why the chickens were disappearing from the coop. What does that mean? Was she eating chickens? Like just verbatim? If no one's gonna question her hand? Do they know? Maybe they know she's not fully human, but they don't care. That would be really poetic and nice. Oh, I got DC'd. We're good, we're back. ANJO Nala says, no one else has noticed, have they? My throat is not happy. I've recorded so much this weekend because everything is ending this week, and my throat is not happy right now. So that's also why we're not doing voices. Old Quiteria says, of course not. Okay, so that she's the only one who knows ANJO Nala's secret, I guess? She says, then there's hardly a problem, is there? I've positively gorged myself, but I still feel so hungry and a bit dizzy. Are you okay, ANJO Nala? We're just gonna call her Nala from now on. But Old Quiteria says, you don't look well. Have you gotten heat stroke? Well, I guess she is wearing a lot of clothes, so that makes a certain amount of sense. Nala says, not sure, and starts hiccuping. She shakes her head and sniffs the air. Maybe she like can smell like the gunpowder or something. Oh.
It must be the mesquite trees.
This is voiced.
I always feel ill around them when they bloom.
Does she have an accent that I didn't notice in the Haunted Highway? Okay. She also says the smell makes me dizzy, though. I'm not trying to do the accent. Old Quiteria says, well, my dear, you've been doing so much to organize the funeral. Just don't push yourself too hard. Old Cinder would never forgive us if we didn't take good care of you. And Nala says, don't worry, I'm still strong. She's so cute, I love her. Nala cheerfully flexes her arm as she straightens out her stance. Just as the old woman is about to speak, a rustling breaks out from the nearby jungle, startling the long-tailed monkeys in the trees. Not far away, the other elders walk in close step beneath the cover of their umbrellas. So I guess we're having a little combat stage here. The colonel says, who's there? Oh, the crowd says to be careful. Oh, the first elder says someone's hiding. And there go the soldiers. All right, great. I thought it was just gonna be critters, but it is soldiers. They emerge from the jungle leading a few thin horses. Their clothes are tattered, their faces exhausted. The leading officer raises both arms and moves forward. Okay, so it's like a gesture of peace. So I guess they're not trying to kill us, but why were they acting like they were? Led by their old colonel, the veterans fall back into a battle-ready stance, all scanning the newcomers carefully. Yeah, you picked the wrong group of old people to mess with. So this is the guy, is like crying? He says, we didn't mean to intrude, we just need a place to rest. We haven't had a proper meal in a week, we can't go on much longer. Okay, I see, I don't know enough about like wartime history to know if this was a common thing, but I'm assuming it probably was. Maybe of just like, is it a common thing for this to happen? Like this sort of thing where it's like, hey, we're hungry and starving and have basically been abandoned by our actual war people. Can you help us? Like, is this a common thing? Or is this like fictional liberties here? But the first elder wants to know why they're out here. And this man says, we're a patrol unit. We got lost in the jungle during a clearing mission. Don't know what a clearing mission is, but that's okay. I respect it. Don't know what it is though. Listen, I could never be in the military. I have too many health problems that they would kick me out immediately. All right? Even like a desk job, they'd probably be like, yeah, no. Like, could I do translation? Probably. If I followed that line from the start, I probably could have. But like, I have way too many health problems that they would immediately just be like, yeah, can you leave? They would. That would be the. So I know nothing about this. I know nothing about this. I'm gonna say it right out. Don't know anything about military stuff. So if I get something wrong or whatever, or don't know what it is, that's why. It's never been a thing that has come up. Because it's like, I have always had way too many health problems for it to be a viable option ever. So I just don't think about it. But yeah, this causes murmurs among the elders that they're starving and dirty. And the first elder asks if they're Shorty's men, so they must know who. And the second elder says, you got holes in your head. It's been ages since they took out Shorty. Dear God. The military is in charge now. Okay, so maybe it was like a citizen militia or something? I don't know. I don't know who Shorty is. I didn't do the story either. The third elder says, don't trust a word out of the mouths of these leeches. Dear God. I'd buy it though. They might be lying, but I'd buy it. I'd at least give them food. Food and like some like washcloths maybe. Don't know if I'd want them in my house because I don't know who you are. Don't know if I want you in my house. But like some food and like water, like, that you can eat that outside. The elders grumble, but most shrink back, blinking at the unwelcome guests. Because that's the thing. If I don't know you, I don't want you in my house. All right. But also it's a retirement facility. So it is technically not necessarily public, but like it's open to people, you know? But how open is it? Is it like one of those fancy retirement facilities or like how open is it? But the soldier here says, so let me explain. And the speaker takes a step forward, eyes darting over each elder's face. His eyes widen like a man discovering a hidden treasure. Does he know who these people are? Oh, he says I've hit the jackpot and he recognizes the colonel. But for why? The colonel lifts his eyebrows, his singular eye shifting wide open. Who's that? Wait, he doesn't know. Is he playing dumb? Oh, that's so smart. He's so smart for that. And he didn't even flinch. I've heard this word, the third word, said two different ways, grand and grande. I'm pretty sure it's grande though, so I just know in Texas you hear a lot of people like say it wrong because of the accent usually. But the Rio Grande do Sul uprising, General PARROTS' right-hand man. Could that really be the same face looking at me? That you recognize him? I love this guy. I love this guy. That was a fun line. Kind of is just like, yeah, what do you want? Talk. What do you want? Love that. The other man respectfully salutes the colonel. Okay, so you do have a name now. Moesser, I think? Thank you for pronouncing things. I really like when things are spoken. They're just doing military talk. Where they were stationed is all a wasteland now, apparently. Where the Pursland grows? See, I also don't know like these like plants because again, we don't have them in the US probably. Like I don't know, like there's different plants in different places. So I'm just like, I'm out of my element. But where the Pursland grows wild and the Brazil wood stacks higher than the piles of corpses that it took to claim that land. Oof. Oof. That's deep. That's dark. But he's also right. Moesser says you have no idea how many times I heard your name on my father's lips. You really taught those bullies a lesson. Were they bullies though? Like, do we want to talk about this? Anyways, the paper said you still have that bullet in your head. Why would they leave that in his head? Why would they leave a bullet in his head? What's the reason for, I know that like leaving a bullet other places in the body. Like sometimes there's a reason for it in the short term, but like this man's old. He literally says it's all in the past. Why would that be true? God, gossip. Moesser says, so now my brothers and I are fighting for that honor too. Any violence and destruction you face here will be done away with. Okay. The colonel's face changes and he says, you're the ones causing all the trouble around here. Interesting. Moesser says, trouble? Nope, we're just following our orders. We're here to deal with what's left of the traitors and criminals. But are they traitors and criminals? Because that's the other thing. It's like, I don't know if I trust all of what you're saying. That's the thing. I don't know you. You're not coming in my house. I don't trust you. There's very few instances where if I don't know you, I will let you in my home. In a random group of soldiers, that one's debated. There's a law about that. Anyways, the colonel says, don't give me that excuse. No nonsense. I like this guy. For now. I might end up hating him later, but who knows? I know what your leaders are up to. Go back to the capital and tell your commander that Bastos sends his regards. Tell him I don't approve of what they're doing. You're just feeding your youthful ambitions. I don't know where the colonel lands, like hypothetically, like morally. Basically, yeah, I don't know where he lands morally, so I don't know if I totally agree with him yet, but I feel like I will agree with him. Just because I also am not the biggest fan of Moesser, just right off the bat. But he says those are dangerous words. This guy is a retired colonel. He's a veteran. How are they dangerous words? What's he gonna do? Run you over with his wheelchair? Like, come on. This is an old man. Really? You're worried about the old man. Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else? Even he's like, arrest me. See if I care. Like, not to be like ageist or whatever the term is, but like, this is an old man. He's done his dues. Why are we afraid of the old man? Why? But the colonel then casts a stern and baleful glare at the young man. Like, this man has been through a lot. Even if I end up not liking him later, he's been through a lot. That's irrefutable, all right? The colonel says, although you may know me, you and your men can't stay around here. Because also, if he's like local to this area, I know the locals don't like the soldiers, because that was part of Lopera's character story, and also just the lore in general. Moesser says we've been fighting for 3 months. Our rations are depleted. We have many injured. Because see, that's why the war is just never worth it. It's never worth it. Because it's like, so many people are going to die. Like, if it gets to the point where you have to get that serious about it, it shouldn't have to get to that point. Unfortunately, we live in a very unperfect world, and it oftentimes does get to that point. But it's just, I hate it. I hate that it has to get to that point. I don't even think that's a hot take. Anyways, Moasa rummages through his pockets, offering up a rain-soaked pack of cigarettes to the Colonel. The Colonel remains motionless and unflinching, silent as a mountain. Quiteria says, I say, or she starts to say something, and the old caregiver breaks the silence, casting a frown at the Colonel. Oh, she's gonna let them stay. She says, these boys have suffered enough. Is there any harm in bringing them inside for a little food and rest? Because that's the thing. They do have like space, I guess, because they're like a retirement community. She says, look at the state of them. Most of them can't stand up straight. Some of these injuries are near to turning gangrenous. I'm assuming, I know what gangrene is, but I don't know how to say that word. Colonel, they'll never make it back to the capital like this. I've taken history classes. Like, I know what that is. What about them? Stop whatever old friendships or grudges you have. All I see are injured boys in need of care. Yeah, no, I feel like this is, it's like two sides of the same coin feeling almost. Because I feel like the Colonel is like, has his own morals, and the fact that he's like, I don't like these people. They don't stand for what I stand for, sort of thing. But then honestly, I feel like I agree with Quiteria the most. I feel like I have to agree with her the most because she's like, they're injured. And as long as they're not lying about it, because that's the thing that would scare me, they need some sort of care. And it's like, it just sucks that it had to come to this in the first place. She says, if people need help, we help them. That's how we do things at the Heartfelt Home. Yeah. The first elder says, she's right. We would be monsters to turn them away like this. The second elder says, but these aren't just ordinary people. We don't know their deal. I don't trust them. I'm not letting them in my house. Besides, we're struggling to keep all of us fed as it is. I mean, we can, even if we're struggling to keep everyone fed, there should be a certain degree that we can like split that food up a little bit. We might have to have a little bit less, but in order to share it with everyone, that's also kind of like, hey, they're starving, even if they are like the enemy or whatever. Voices of support and opposition arise from the old veterans until they formed a deadlock. Anjonella. She does have a little bit of an accent. Did she always have that accent? Because I feel like she didn't in Haunted Highway. A soft voice, scarcely louder than a mosquito's buzz, chimes in. Snala! The rest I have to read. Okay. She says, you should reconsider your offer. You won't move the Colonel with those. With what? She moves in front of the Colonel, pushing Moaser's cigarette back with a weakly shaking hand. Okay, so he's not a smoker, but I bet he's a drinker. Oh, okay. So he's very picky about his vices. That's interesting. Oh, now what is this here? You good, Moaser? He frowns and says, you. Nala says, is there something? Her heart suddenly tightened. What is this? Because she was getting a bad vibe earlier too, wasn't she? There's noise, endless noise, then shouting, footsteps and panting, then the thrill of a predator in chase. A nightmare in her waking eyes. I'm assuming because I don't know what type of creature she is. We'll get to that in a second. I forget because it's been a while since we've actually taken a look at Anjonalla's character, but I'm assuming she probably can see like his past or something. And that's like what he's thinking. And she's passed out now. With everyone's exclamations, before Moaser could react, Nala sways a little and then collapses. Because there's probably just so much strife like on these people, and they've been through so much that she's like, that's a lot. I'm gonna pass out now. Because she's an empath, if you will. So she's fainted. The second elder says someone should check on her. The poor thing, it must be overexhaustion. They think it's just because she was up at 4 cooking breakfast. The first elder says could be, but then she used to have panic attacks. Girl of my own heart. It might be something similar. The first soldier says, hold on, we might have a stretcher that can be of use. Moaser says to bring it over. I have to cough really badly. And he asks if this is their caregiver. Quiteria says yes, and our very own little fool. Oh, little fool, lovingly. Okay, so now we have to escape the nightmare here. So it looks like it's a stage similar to what we had with, what was it? Tuesday. But Nala says, where are you all and where is this place? Is this a dream from my past? It should be fine. Old Quiteria is right here by my side. Everyone else must be here too. It's so dark, but this nightmare should be over soon. Okay, so we have to try moving towards the light. A timely voice calms Nala's fears, a sound from her past memories. So we stay calm and tap on the flickering path ahead. Well done. The tile here is called a labyrinth. Try dragging and sliding it to see how it unfolds. Oh, it's a block puzzle. Wait, this is fun. I know my box is covering it for now, but we'll move eventually. So just keep in mind that a labyrinth can't be unfolded over inaccessible gaps. You can also choose to stop unfolding a labyrinth part way, even if it can be extended further. I just want to move a little bit. All right, we're just going to be covering up this one, I guess. All right, it's fully unfolded. She says this is such a strange dream, yet everything here feels so familiar. Isn't that usually how dreams are, though? Like, it feels familiar even if it's not. This voice, it sounds so warm, so nostalgic. Who could it be? So now the labyrinth is ever changing, switching between vertical and horizontal orientations. To escape safely from this nightmare, you must strategize moves in advance. Note the number of labyrinths available is limited. If you use them all up, you will be trapped in the nightmare forever. Okay, so we have 5, or I guess we've used 1 labyrinth maybe. The voice fades into the stillness, leaving behind complete silence. Okay, and we're fully unwrapped, baby. To the light we go. This is gonna be a long one. We might only do ANJO Nala's because we're still at the first part. Old Quiteria says, come on, let's all carry her back. You boys are welcome to rest at the heartfelt home for now. She's making the rules. The troops give a small cheer, but it sounded like a big one, springing up like dried grass after a long-awaited rain. The colonel grimaces, wheeling about and moving past Moasser wordlessly. The misfit band of the wounded and the elderly trudged toward the house in the distant mist, marked heartfelt home. Oh, it only said the beginning of the second elder's thing. He says, I'm not sure that letting this pack of wild half-grown puppies into the house is a proper choice. Hungry dogs bite. I don't know if this is foreshadowing or what, but I guess we'll see. The third elder says, claim it up. Look at them. They're not so different to how we were back then, because that's also true. But it's like, I feel like, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to trust. The second elder says they don't even look like proper soldiers. And the first elder, I was going to actually point this out. The first elder says, are you saying we did? Yeah, because that's also a common thing is that like soldiers aren't, I know it's a common thing that is like soldiers aren't like outfitted properly most of the time, especially if like a war has been going on for a while. It's just like, we got to end it. We got to end it, guys. This isn't safe anymore. It never was safe to begin with, but come on. They trudge forward up the muddy hill, stopping to complain now and then, their rasping voices covered by birdsong. Like, I feel like something's going to go wrong, but who knows? Also, we don't have a fun to be continued animation. It's just like the normal one. Did we have fun to be continued animations before? I don't remember. I forgot that we get clear drops from this. ANJO Nala, you will come home. Okay. That took over half an hour. Parrots and Swamps. Stage 2, baby. Part 2. Let's go. I might go grab my chocolates because I got chocolates. And I munch on chocolates, maybe. Oh, what a cute little room. This is Nala's bedroom. This is cute. By noon the next day, her nightmares has passed. The girl who fainted yesterday springs back into action.
6 a.m. Go to the post office and get today's copy of the Morning Insight. Check.
She's so cute. Look at her go. I wish I could be this productive. I suck at getting up early in the morning, which is bad because I remember how I said I agreed to doing extra works related stuff. Yeah, I gotta get up at like 6 in the morning. Oh, she has a whole little schedule. 7 a.m. Breakfast, cornflakes with fried bananas, sweet potatoes. Check. Next, change the sheets. Oh, which side is the right side? What was it that old Quiteria, I just don't know how to say her name, taught me? All done for today. She's reading this one. I never know which ones they're gonna read and which ones I have to read. She frowns and straightens her hair in the mirror. She's so cute. Story time. Does she even know that the other people are there? Maybe not. That's gonna be news to her. So this is the tea room. How cute. Stories, yes, the most interesting ones can be heard in the tea room. These always bring together both the elders and their eager young listener. Who's the young listener? The only thing I can think is the young listener is ANJO Nala, and because I thought she was the one telling the stories, but I guess not. The first elder says, when I first came to this place, not a single road was paved. In the dock? Forget it. We waded to shore. People didn't even know what a newspaper was. Okay, ANJO Nala is a listener, not the storyteller. She says, didn't you say last time that some people had already arrived looking to start a transport company? And she responds as she wipes the coffee cups with a handkerchief. Oh, she's like doing her work and oh, that's so cute. The second elder says, yes, right, they voiced that part. I did, but they couldn't find anything to transport back then. How times have changed, eh? Now they're making record profits hauling cocoa and fruit. Is that, maybe it's a coffee or like the hot chocolate, but not? Because maybe that's what it is. Oh. But Nala says, careful. Yeah, it's hot. I think she actually said that. Just think what might have happened if you invested and you made a fortune. This guy, the second elder guy, he sounds like my grandfather, which is just like, oh, because he used to always go on about stuff like that. Like he was like, I was friends with the guy who invented rubber. And we're like, okay, grandpa. That's like, If one of these elder people die, I swear. The third elder says he's just sour over not buying that land when he had the chance. Next, he'll tell you he won it all in a brawl, but I happen to know the notary. He never owned a damn thing. I love her. Cute. She says, it's lucky you have so many knowledgeable friends. To continue for the elder 3, she says, back then I wore sete the gauss, boots, and drank port wine. Everyone wanted to be friends with me. The first elder says, see, this is what I call nepotism. There's too much of it these days, Nala. Speak your truth. Elder number 1. We carved this place out of the jungle by sweat alone, grew the cocoa trees by hand until they were all tall and thick. We managed the climate and seasons well. That's the secret to our success. Now, he says, all people talk about is progress, progress. If you ask me, everything is moving too fast.
All right, calm down.
They keep going.
Egg to your caipirinha.
Cute. She's so cute. Elder number 1 is laughing, and he laughs heartily, taking the offered liquor. Okay, so it is alcohol they're drinking. It's like mimosas, but not. As at the same time, there comes a sudden crash from another room. Oh dear. Is it the soldiers? Are they up? Nala runs off to investigate, and the 3 elders watch her leave. The second elder says, my story's not finished yet. Third elder says, where's she going? But she didn't look back. The first elder says, admit it, we couldn't get by without her. Aww. The 3 elders exchange glances. And the third one says, that my coffee then? The elder passes the cup. The second elder says, is that my mate? And the elder holding the mate, tea. Oh, it's tea, okay. Hands it over to the one who was served liquor. They all got them mixed up. Elder number 3 says, that's my liquor. Thank you very much. Drink responsibly, by the way. They sigh contentedly as they at last receive their intended drinks. Aww. She's so like all over the place that she gave them all the wrong drinks, but that's still so wholesome that they're like, we couldn't get by without her. Let's switch our drinks now. Nobody tell her. Each takes a small sip. It's like she's like their kid. They're like adult child. So must be with the colonel. ANJO asks him what's going on. In one corner of the terrace, a macaw in a bird cage tilts its head, watching the odd scene. A scuffle between the colonel and a soldier. It's Moaster, of course it is. I was like, it's him. He asks, so what's wrong? Oh, no, it's not him, because he's over here asking what's wrong too. Seeing Moaster approach, Nala instinctively hides behind the colonel. Understandable, I would hide too. Not saying I would also hide, but I get it. The soldier says we were playing chess with the colonel and he couldn't pay up. He's an old man. Why are you asking him to pay up? God. He's an old man. The colonel says, you little, I feel I'm not going to call him that because I don't know if how mean of a word that is. But he says to open your damned eyes and tell me what this is, if not money. What did he give him? Oh, the soldier says, but colonel, we don't use conto and race. This isn't money anymore. Don't know. Those are actual currencies, but I'm assuming maybe they are. Anyways, Moaster says, shouldn't you be resting? Get moving. Why are we hounding the old man for money? Also, like if an old man gave me like money from a bygone era, I'd be like, okay, I'll take it. Like, that's cool. What the heck? My grandfather actually used to collect like old money and stuff. And it was so cool. Just let the old people be. They're trying. They're really not hurting anyone. They're literally just living their life. Because that's like some older people will be like very mean spirited all the time and like make it everybody's problem. But these guys are just living their life. As long as you're not hurting anyone, let them be. The colonel's gray mustache quivers slightly in the air. He says, Nala, how much longer are these rascals staying? So she says they shouldn't leave this month. With the weather so hot and damp, it won't be good for their wounds.
But I can make them disappear if you like. All it takes is one simple trick.
She's so cute. She's like, listen, it's between you and me, but I can make them leave. Moaster steps forward. Does he like feel bad for his, subordinates acting like fools? Yeah, he says, I'm deeply sorry that my men caused you trouble. Perhaps you might do me the honor of another game. At least this guy gets it. Like, if an old guy gave me money from like an old money, I'd be like, hey, this is pretty cool. And I got to play a game and like keep an older person company. Because they're lonely. That's why they live in retirement communities. Also, they need help, but like, when I say need help in the fact that like, even I can't do everything alone as like a chronically ill person, like I need help from time to time. So like, I get it. It's like, it's hard to be out here living alone, especially if you're like ill or older. And that's why the soldiers are here too, because they're like technically injured and ill. But I think they don't like, they're like the elder veterans, they're used to it. Like they're like, yeah, we like living here, we have company and all that. But the soldiers aren't as used to it. They're not used to being like needing help from other people because they are younger. Like it does take getting used to not be like solely like able to do everything yourself. Like at first it can feel a little bit degrading, but you get used to it. You get used to it from personal experience. What is it? Takes a village or something? Yeah, sure. Moaster says, I'm sure the colonel would not begrudge a small wager. If I lose, we promise to leave within a week. If you lose, why are we bargaining this? Why can't we just have decent conversation? He looks over at Nala standing nearby. Don't like that. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh my god. The text started and I was like, hey, yo, what? No, we're good. Okay. Moser says, I'd like to taste the ladies. Don't do that. Don't say that. Cocktails. Shall we say, I know they said this earlier, but I'm gonna butcher it. Caipirinha, I think it was. I don't know. I'm really bad with alcohol too. I'm really bad with like the names of alcohol and stuff just because I don't drink it. So I'm like, I don't know what that is. The macaw ruffles its feathers while watching the little drama unfolds. It's cawing. And the colonel says, sure. Why? You do not have the... I guess it's just a drink. I hope that the colonel wins. I'm betting on the colonel, but he's probably gonna lose. So technically I'm betting on Moser. One game to determine whether these soldiers stay and rest at their leisure. It cut ahead. The first elder says, come and see. Bastos is playing chess against the captain. The second elder says, I bet a Sagui, I think, that her old Bastos will destroy him. Don't know what that is either. I'm assuming it's either a cigarette or some sort of alcoholic beverage. It seems like the spectators are more nervous than the players. Nala bites her collar, her gaze jumping between the two men. I think she wants them to leave too, so she's like, come on, please, win. Oh. The second soldier says, I didn't know there was a second, I guess there was a second soldier, but I think this is the first time they're saying anything. Says the captain's wound is bleeding, so Moser, I hope that won't affect his focus. The first elder says, why did he decide on chess? Bastos never wins at chess. He's going to lose again, isn't he? Nala says, so the colonel moves, then the captain, then the colonel, then the captain. It's really rather boring. I'm sure I have something else to do. No one notices Nala slipping away from the crowd. I don't blame her. She's a busy girl. She's got stuff to do. Come on, chop chop. The spectators stand frozen with rapt attention, the silence only broken by the occasional flutter of the parrot's wings. The suspense ends with a simple phrase. Who's winning? Yay! They're gone! I didn't like them. In 37 matches today, this is the colonel's only win. All pause for a moment, but soon the elders burst into cheers. Now that's degrading. That has to be the degrading part, because it's like you thought everything when like they invited you in, you thought everything was fine and dandy, and then when you guys are being told to leave because you lost a chess game, everyone starts cheering. I would hate that. It's like they hate y'all so much. The first elder says, all right, old Bastos, now they've learned. Just because we're old doesn't mean we don't know our stuff. I would argue they might know more stuff. The colonel lifts his head, not a hair out of place. That's luck right there. The only game you've won all day. He says, how about that, kid? Pick up your rifle and let's part ways. He's gonna die on the table. Because that's the thing, he was apparently bleeding. So this was like his last hurrah. He says, what? All right. First soldier says, but captain... And Moser says, let's go, boys. It seems we're not welcome here anymore. Oh, don't say it like that. We agreed. Don't be like, oh, poor me about it. Come on. This was a bet. Fair and square. The spectators shuffle away, the soldiers looking downcast with eyes watering at the prospect of their long march ahead. But I get it, though. They're, like, upset also because it's like they probably are so sick of this war thing that they're like, we don't want to do this anymore. And this was like a small reprieve, a small little bit of freedom they were able to see of normalcy again. And they're like, oh, God, we got to go back to fighting now. Oh, dear. That sucks. I get it. Yeah, huh? Nala runs out of the kitchen with a half-filled glass of liquor, a small trail of spills following behind her. I love her! She's just a little bit goofy. I love her. She says, is it over? And the first elder says, just before you got back, old Bastos proved his chops once more. She's surprised. Literally, that meme, even Nala was surprised. See, she thought he was gonna lose. At least, you know what? Give him the drink on the way out. At least let him have the drink on the way out. Like, here, you're leaving. Like, you still get your drink. Here. The colonel says, Nala. Oh my god. The colonel looks at Nala from an old, incredulous eye. She tilts her head to the side in reply. Moser adjusts his military coat and approaches Nala with an officer's grace. Don't know what type of grace that is. Joking. He says, thank you, that's lovely. Miss. Okay, well, you know, miss is more professional than lady. So I feel more comfortable with that. Thank you, Moser, for showing me some respect. He takes the glass and drinks it in a single gulp. You let him have his drink before he leaves, at least. The macaw is going off again, and Moser says, delicious. That cardamom, it's dreamlike. It reminds me of my childhood. Thank you, miss. One last hurrah. Unless it kills him. Maybe he's allergic to cardamom, and he knew that. Moser sets down the glass, turns, and prepares to leave. He says, all right, we've overstayed our welcome here. Move out. Okay, see, that's more normal than to be like, we're not welcome here anymore. Come on. but it seems like everyone feels bad now. The colonel looks out over the gathered soldiers preparing to leave, his eye looking out past them and into a place distant in time and memory, because he probably remembers being in their place. Yeah, everyone feels bad now. His voice is hoarse and dry. All right. The colonel says, wipe up, and he hands Moasir a handkerchief. He says, a few of your men are still feverish. The wiry-haired kid who threw those dice with me still has a crooked jaw. Oh god. I could imagine how painful that is. Just, I have like normal jaw pain, which no jaw pain is normal, but like I have a normal amount. Like I can only imagine. Oh god. He says your families wouldn't want to see you like this. This is really wholesome, actually. Is the whole character story like this? I feel like it's not. They're both in shock. Everyone's in shock. Oh, Nala's even thanking him. The macaw. Is this a foreshadowing bit? The macaw? I don't know. This is really wholesome. I'm surprised. So we have a little bit of a time skip now. And the first elder says, letting those boys stay is a mistake. To continue for the third elder, she says, hard to believe the old Cyclops agreed to it. That's mean. That's mean to call him a Cyclops. Don't do that. That's mean. The elders light their old quail pipes as they look over the terrace. Fiery Bougainvillea, still don't know how to say that, twines around the window grills, and below them laughing young soldiers. It seems very loud. Like the medals of honor or something. She just really wants to see it. ANJO Nala says, I only mean that. I make bean porridge for everyone every day. Don't you think I deserve a little reward? Progress Club? Don't lie. They'll really throw a party for me. She's just, everyone loves ANJO Nala. It does sound like there's like the commotion is a bit too much. Oh, what is this switch up? The colonel sits under the mottled shadows by the limestone wall and swatting flies with a fan made of parrot feathers. The first elder says your tea can's moldy. How long has it been since you made tea? Oh, is he talking to one of the oh no, I thought he was talking. Oh, is she getting distracted and not like caring for them as well? Because the second elder says, I suppose I was just waiting for Nala to wash it out, because I thought he was talking to one of the soldiers or something. Oh, the third elder says she's been busy. But she deserves to like, that's the thing. She only really communicates with the elders living here. She deserves to be able to have some sort of communication with like people closer to her own age, even just in looks, because I know she's not like technically human. The second elder says she's been, and the third elder says she's different from before. She's having fun. It's probably been a long time since she's had that communication or whatever. Oh, the first elder says, does anyone know what that bird's actually saying? That's gonna come back, bet. To be continued. Wow. We're at 57 minutes, which makes me think we should probably be done for the day. And this is getting through ANJO Nala's character story. It's probably just going to take quite a bit of time. I'll budget 2 hours, but hers is definitely going to take longer. I can see it because we only got through the first 2 stages. We can do another poll though. Okay, awesome. I was like, how can I get the music to turn back on? All right, let's Miss ANJO Nala. And we're gonna do one more summon, 92 total, and it's purple. It's Bunny. Let me check the bank because I don't think I have polls. Yeah, the refreshes in 12 days there, but I can buy one more Unilog here, even though I should probably save it for pickles. Yeah, okay, so we have one more poll here, another purple, and it is Miss Moisson. So that's where we're at. I think that is about all we can grab. We tried, but we have to finish up ANJO Nala's character story, which will give us a couple more polls, so we'll do that eventually. But this is about all we can give for now. Yeah, so we'll end on Overcast October. We'll just end right here. I didn't have to move the box. I was covering some things, but it's fine. So that's gonna be it for today. I think I am gonna go grab, that's the thing, all the chocolate was on sale from Valentine's Day because I'm recording this on the 16th. So I got some chocolates. Like I have these little like peanut butter cups that I really like. So I think I'm gonna go grab that and reward myself with a singular one for getting one of these videos done. It's getting to the point where I'm like, I have so much to record and get caught up on. I'm having to reward myself. Even though I'm excited to get through this. It would be nice to have a nice little like lighthearted, wholesome story for once in this godforsaken game. I mean, to be fair, okay, I was gonna say to be fair, Allure Games Revival is pretty fun. Like it's fun, obviously. That's not the word I was looking for. It is wholesome by the end of it, but it is not lighthearted. There's a lot of deep stuff in there. So I was like, well, Allure Games, but actually, so it's wholesome, but it is not lighthearted. Even Overcast October, I would argue, is probably not entirely lighthearted. I could see it getting really, really dark. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Probably a little bit shorter. Very happy, but we started Overcast October, and that's all we needed to do. But I need to finish it today. I do need to finish Overcast October today, and I'll probably do Loperas tomorrow in full, but it is what it is. I might not be able to do Loperas in full, and we might be speedrunning it at the end, and we might be skipping story, unfortunately. But that is going to be it for today's video. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below, as well as subscribe for more, and click the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. As always, I hope everyone had or is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!